Are we live? I can't hear myself. No, I can't hear myself talk. It's all right. All right, we're live once again. Another Thursday edition of Talking Baseball with Sal Angeletti. And I have, of course, my co-host. And let's welcome newcomer. Announce your name over the mic. Jonathan, welcome. Jonathan called in last week. We are coming to you live from Hamilton Radio Studios, Iron Horse Film Studios, right here in Robbinsville, New Jersey. Welcome, baseball fans. And, boys, the call was made. Let's get ready for some baseball. What do you think?
I am beyond ready for baseball. I'm ready to go. We need it back ASAP. I'm excited. I'm excited to see, I don't know why, I'm excited to see the Mets back on. And I've been excited to watch Korean baseball, so you know how desperate I am for baseball back.
So I was going to ask you, have you guys been watching the Korean baseball?
Highlights on ESPN. It comes on early, 5, 6 a.m. You know, it's crazy. I'm not going to wait up for it. But the highlights get you juiced. How can it not? You know, you see the long ball game. You saw a bat flip the other day, and all of a sudden feel as though you're in it. You're in it to win it.
Oh, speaking about the bat flip, they say that's how they celebrate the game over there. They encourage if you hit a home run, do the bat flip. They go crazy over there. They love it over here.
No.
I want to, Jeff is saying hello out there. Hello, Jeff. What's going on? Jonathan, welcome to our studio for the first time. Thanks for calling in last week. And if anybody has caught or doesn't know this gentleman, tell them where they can watch your live show with all your memorabilia and stuff.
So, Mystery Sports Reveals. I'm on Facebook. My partner and I, Andrew Hinchman. It's an amazing community. First and foremost, sports lovers, memorabilia lovers. You get anything and everything. It's a closed group, but you know, say how you know it. You can obviously say Sal, you can say Carl, you can say Talking Baseball is how you heard about it. And if you're looking forward to getting some great stuff, and just a great community around you, it's definitely the place to be for sure.
All right, guys. Before we kick off, I want to give a shout out to Jersey Freeze, located on Route 9 in Freehold, New Jersey. It's time, folks, that we start to support our local businesses, because during this virus, there's a lot of places, unfortunately, might close down, and we don't want to see that. Also, Colts Neck General Store, located at 171 County Road 537 in Colts Neck. I want to also give a shout out to my friend Pete. Pete from Brooklyn Square, with his 3 locations in Jackson, Manalapan, and Toms River. Call Pete up. Some great pizza. And also to my friends over at Heavenly Cleaners at 622 Park Avenue in Freehold. Support your local businesses, folks. Not the McDonald's or the Burger Kings and stuff. We used to call them in Brooklyn Mama Pop stores. You got Papa's Tomato Pies right downstairs. You got Brothers Pizza over here on Route 33. Help out, keep it going. And what's that other sports bar we go to?
Clarny's.
Yes, and also them. Where is that place?
That is on White Horse Avenue in Hamilton Township.
That's
like
right.
2 minutes from the police station.
That's right. So let's get help them out, get the ball rolling. Unfortunately, I seen a lot of things on Facebook today. The Woodhaven Sports, I guess it's a bar restaurant in Queens, unfortunately shut their doors down. A lot of my friends' bands were playing over there. It's sad. And I heard Quaker Steak and Lube and Brick and probably some of their other locations have closed their doors not to reopen.
Before we continue, Sal and John, I'd like to also throw out a shout out to Matt Sirianni.
Oh, yeah, Big Matt. Congratulations to Matt.
Daniel Barrasso. Wish you guys were here. Just call in every week if you can't make it down right now because of the pandemic, because of the virus. Just call in the normal number so we know you guys are okay. So you can still be part of the show until you feel more comfortable to come down to the studio.
Yep.
Still free to call in and be part of the show. We miss you guys.
Yeah, congratulations to Matt, who got a 24.5 out of 25 on his college. He graduated.
Nice.
Way to go, Matt.
Congrats, buddy.
Nice.
We want to see you get in soon. Of course, Daniel. Dan and Andy from Miracle League, the Miracle League family.
Yes, it's been tough.
Driving around, and they're helping out Brothers Pizza, delivering food for the people in need. So, we're going to start a segment called The New Faces of Baseball. Now, I had Mike Trout on my brain the other day for some reason. And I went and looked at his stats. And they compared him to Mickey Mantle, and I went my head went spinning almost off my shoulders. This kid is on a pace to probably be the best in the game.
By far.
Not probably, he probably is the best in the game. And I looked at his stats right now. Compared an average 162 games. Are you ready for this? Mantle had 579 at bats compared to Trout's 591. The hits, 182 for Mantle, 181 for Trout. Home runs, 37 for Mantle, 36 for Trout. Mantle, 113 RBIs compared to Trout's 91. The pace that kid is on is unbelievable. Okay? Now, you ready for this one? He has 285 career home runs already. He's 148 on the all-time list right now.
How old is he?
28.
28?
Is he 20? I thought he was younger. Wow, okay.
All right, he's in his 28th year, as they say.
Because he came right out of high school from
Right.
Millville, so he's been in the league for 10 years now.
Yeah, I like I was saying, I think he's got 4 years on Harper.
Yeah, so he went right out of high school. He went rookie and then double A, triple A, and then they put him right up.
Now, you ready for this? He's 15 home runs away from 300.
Okay.
And if this didn't happen, he would have probably got close to 4 by next year. Pujols right now has his career active home run leaders right now. Pujols has 656.
Yes.
Cabrera's got 477. Encarnacion has 414. Nelson Cruz has got 401. Braun's got 344. Don't you know Robbie Cano? He's got 324. Jay Bruce has got 312. Stanton's got 308. Jason Upton has 298. Now, this is I'm shocked here at this name. This guy doesn't have 300 home runs yet, and he's been in the league how long? Evan Longoria's got 297.
Yeah, he's been in the league for 12 years.
And he doesn't have 300 home runs yet.
He was hurt a couple of years, though.
He was
struggling with injuries.
But I'm saying in that ballpark, he should have had it. But he was out a lot, right?
He was out a lot. And
with Tampa.
With Tampa, he was out towards the end. Started out strong, and then remember, even with going to San Fran, out a little bit. So
Chris Davis has got 295. Trout is 10 behind him with 285, and Joey Votto's got 284. So that's a crazy, that's a good pack to be in right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, with what I did, with what you sent out, with what I should get stuff for Harper, I picked. Besides Pujols, I picked 5 more guys, but I did the career average, how many homers they hit, how many RBIs, and how many hits they hit so far.
All right, where's Harper at right now? He's 26, right?
27 or 28, 27, I think.
Okay, he's going into his 27 year, right?
Back to Big Albert. So most of his home runs he hit with the Cardinals.
Right.
But his lifetime average with him last year hitting well below the one he used to do in St. Louis. With his down average years with the Angels, he's still hitting a career batting average of 300.
Wow.
He has, like you said, 656 homers. His RBIs are 2,075.
Wow.
And his hits is 3,202. And this is with him not running how he used to and just being DH, and his average is still a career 300 hitter.
He's a monster at the plate, Pujols.
Okay,
So basically, looking at that list, the only guy that could probably catch him and those numbers for homers would be Trout. If Trout stays healthy,
yeah,
I think he's like I said with Strawberry. If Strawberry didn't screw up, I think besides Bonds, he would have been the guy to break the home run record. He was a monster at the plate. I think he could have done it.
I got a couple more guys to throw out for you. Then I threw in a couple pitchers also. I have so for Bryce Harper, career average 275, home runs 219, RBIs 625,
Your friend said move into the mic a
hits
little.
1,071. Okay. I also did Kristen Yelich. Okay.
Okay.
Career average 301. Homers 139. Ribbies 500 on the nose. Hits 1,067. Our third baseman from the Rocks, Nolan Arenado. Career average
That's another beast.
295. Homers 227.
Wow.
Ribbies 734. Hits 1,160.
How long has he been playing? Well, look at the ballpark.
He's like 26 or 27. Yeah. He's in his
Everything
prime.
goes out.
So A-Rod was the fastest to get to 300 career home runs.
A-Rod was the fastest to get to 300, if I'm not mistaken.
28 years and so many days or whatever it was.
Was it Junior Griffey?
No, it was
No,
A-Rod.
I don't think so.
No, A-Rod. Was it 26 years?
I think it was
26.
I think it was A-Rod.
Yeah, I looked it up yesterday. It was A-Rod. Got the fastest.
I got two more position players, and then we could do our pitchers later in this show. I got Paul Goldschmidt.
Wow.
Stud.
Career average 292. Home runs 243.
Oof.
RBIs 807. And hits 1,337. Okay? So, the last guy basically is he's compared to Freddie Freeman, but Freddie Freeman is a little bit better in some statistics instead of I'll give you his average right now. Career average for Freddie Freeman 293, home runs 227, RBIs.
Here's my mask. Gonna rob a train.
805. They're at Rocks. It's 95.7 FM, whatever. And career hits for Freddie Freeman 1,451.
I'm going to rob a train. Who wants to come?
So Goldschmidt and Freeman are about the same.
How long is Goldschmidt in the league now?
He was. I remember with him in Arizona when Gibson was the manager, and
that's right. He went from
07.
Arizona. He's a Cardinal now.
Yes. So
right. He went to the free agent.
Yeah, he went. He was in the postseason. They lost to the Rockies in the world to NLCS in 07. And no, was it 07? Yeah, 07. 12 years. He's in his early 30s. So Goldschmidt and Freeman, both of Gold Glove first baseman. It's just Goldschmidt has a little more home runs than Freeman.
I'm gonna throw a name out there, and he comes from your team, Pistol Pete, Polar Bear. That kid's a beast. Why? I don't know why they waited on him.
I think
you know what I think they did the right thing. I'm not sure, but you're looking at the guys he named like now you got Alonso, Judge, Trout, the new faces of the game where
Absolutely.
it was Ripken,
Yep.
Jeter, and some of the other guys who respected the game.
The 90s were loaded.
And it's going to be loaded again because look at the respect. Look at Judge and Yelich, what they did the other day with the uniforms.
Yeah.
Kids idolize them.
Yep.
And you saw the series in London with Boston, how these are the new guys. You're going to buy the jerseys,
Yep.
Right.
Your Harpers and your Judge and your
And
Alonso.
Pete Alonso. Yep, Pete Alonso's a big one. So
I'm liking where they're going with these guys. You know, these I can't breathe with this on. These stats are incredible. Now, don't forget the old timers played only 154 game seasons until it was 162. I can't think of the year. They had more games. Could baseball go back to 154 and get you 2 more wild card teams? Do you want to change anything? Now with this going on, the call's been made. Guys, get ready. Spring training is going to happen soon.
Yep.
Where do our local teams play? Because I don't know about Philly. I don't know what's going on over there. We know what's going on here, unfortunately. You know, your Mets and Yankees may not play up here. They might share the stadiums in Miami and Tampa.
That's
Yep.
key because if
So the Yankees is a big Florida town anyway.
Listen, I mean, you're hearing Arizona as a possible main hub. You're hearing Florida. You're hearing Texas, southern states, hot areas for sure.
yeah, Arizona, I think Arizona will be too hot.
So, they're talking about it.
Well, they got a dome, so their domes.
Yeah.
Texas has got a brand new ballpark. I mean, if it looks like anything in the MLB 20, that's oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a definite visit road trip right there.
I mean, listen, I think just getting baseball back, period. I mean, they can play in someone's backyard. I think for all we care at this point, we're dying to have it back. So I think making sure they're safe, making sure it's in a centralized area, I think is important. I definitely don't think it's going to be up here. I know from some friends in Philly, Philly's just as bad as out here. It's hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know, so
They're more enclosed in Philly, like New York is. They're more enclosed in.
Yeah, when we went down to you go down to the stadium and arena and you see all the homes and everything on top of each other. Remind me of where I lived in Brooklyn. You know, you're on top of each other, unfortunately, but that's how it's made.
absolutely.
You know, and it's sad. Now, of course, there's how do you go about making the schedule? They want to try to get 100 games in. We talked about the three divisions, 10 teams in each division. If you heard about that.
If they do that here in the East, like they're saying the East Division, whatever, it'll be easy. The only downfall will be Tampa, because everybody else, if you have to, is a bus ride. You know what I'm saying? It's a bus ride to get to.
I could see
If
some
they
guy.
play here.
If they
Well,
play.
I could.
Yeah.
Well, if Florida's
If they-
easing up right now, I could see maybe the Yankees and Mets stay in their spring training stadium.
Oh, listen to
Absolutely.
this. Speaking about Florida, when they start playing, I heard that the Marlins are going to let people come in, but capacity of only 15,000 people in.
Yeah,
fans.
that's what the NFL is trying to do.
That's what they want for.
Do like an XFL kind of crowd, like of 15,000.
Yeah, because there's no.
You see how we're sitting? That's how it's basically
yeah,
going to be.
Yeah, that's what they want because Florida isn't that bad. If they can
Right.
do it, that's great. But if other people can't do it up there, then
Well,
you take it.
Texas ain't really that bad. My friend lives out there. They're slowly opening now, you know, and they got 29 million people that live in the state, but they're
Right.
not on top of each other
Right.
like we are.
Because I also heard that California doesn't want nothing this year, like sports wise.
No, not at all.
So that's gonna actually affect the 49ers, the Chargers, the Rams,
Yeah.
the Giants, Dodgers, and Padres.
Yep.
So they're gonna have to go
Well, those teams, like, they play their spring training games in Arizona. Right?
Arizona. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
Many teams do.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the West Coast teams play in Arizona.
Yeah. Arizona.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's
Arizona,
where that's where you relocate, I guess.
That's why it makes sense for Arizona to be a central hub. If you have Florida, Arizona, Texas, you sort of.
Hey,
you know.
maybe they could make that new Oakland Raiders stadium in Vegas.
Oh, they could probably play in
Try
Vegas.
get a baseball field.
Listen,
They
but
probably
Oh, wait a minute,
could.
there is a baseball field out there. I think don't the Mets?
the
still
Mets
play?
have a team in Vegas. Yes, a minor league team. So
Can you use that ballpark?
they could. I mean, I have no idea what the dimensions. I've been to Blue Claws out here, and I don't know the dimensions.
That's the only stadium I haven't been at. Lakewood.
Yeah, I just
I've never
don't.
been in Lakewood. No.
I don't know if I don't know what the dimensions are. I went to the one in they have the Blue Claws, and then what's the other one?
To the Trenton over here, right?
Trenton. And
Yeah, it's right down the road, not far.
yeah, so that's I feel as if when I'm sitting there, I could hit a home run. So I don't know, it's probably not true, but I just feel as though the dimensions are a little smaller. Like I said, I don't know if that's actual, but it'd be tough. It'd be tough, but I think baseball's got a shot, if any. So let's see. I mean, Korea seems to be giving us a blueprint. So let's roll with it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Did you see the game the other day?
No, I haven't caught it. I don't know what I was watching MLB Network today. The game from July 11, 2018, the Mets Phillies. What's his name? Walk-off home run. No, Brandon Nimmo.
Okay. I know that today in history, Bartolo Colon hit his first home run on the Mets.
Is he still playing? Is he pitching for
Bartolo,
somebody?
and I was watching the game and thinking to myself, was it more impressive that he got around all the bases, or was it more impressive that he hit the home run? So it was definitely up in the air for me. But Korea actually painted fans on the chairs, and they had fans live via Zoom. So they had a whole scoreboard of fans that could cheer via Zoom. I don't know. I don't know what you do. You bring less capacity into baseball stadiums, but then everybody congregates at the hot dog stand. I mean,
No, from what I understood now, it's going to be you're going to order from your seat.
Wow.
Like the big boys do.
wow.
So they're going to bring your food to your seat so there's no crowds at the concessions.
Progressive. Okay.
I'm liking it. Let's get it back. Instead of watching the TV and hearing about what's going on and
Yeah.
you don't want to hear the negative, negative no more. Let's get the positive going. So right now, the guys we just spoke about, who do you think? Now, Judge, of course, has been hurt a couple of times already. But who is going to come close to the next being home run king in our time? Out of these guys now, I say Trout's going to probably be the closest one.
Yeah.
Before the injuries, I would have actually
Has he ever been on the IL? This guy,
Who?
Trout.
Yeah, he's been on DL.
Yeah, he's injured nothing. He had one season of like a major injury. I actually would have said Giancarlo Stanton, to be honest with you.
If he didn't get hurt.
If he didn't get hurt, I would have actually said him as the next big home run guy.
What did I say? He's got 308.
302.
302, and he missed. How much time did he miss in 2 seasons? Right, his Yankee season has been riddled with injury, and even going into this year's rehab, still on the decline. And then when he got hit in the face, he missed 100 games, I think.
That was. I
it's
watched
brutal.
that.
It was brutal.
I'm
Scary.
like, how did that guy?
Scary.
He's like he didn't lose vision in his left eye
Yeah, no,
from where that ball hit him.
absolutely. And actually, someone watching gave us a good one. Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, your friend said.
Yeah, has a
Lonzo
possibility. Brendan
Bellinger,
Wells.
Pistol Pete.
That's a
yeah.
great call on that, bud. Bellinger
about him.
emerged. He emerged. So you never know.
What's it? We've seen a lot of we call them second generation ball players.
Yeah.
You got the 3 or 4 of them over in Toronto.
Yep. Yeah, Vlad Guerrero Jr., who hits
Bo Bichette.
atomic bombs every time he hits the ball. Bo Bichette, Dante's son. Who else is out there? There's a lot of guys. Believe it or not, there's a lot of guys in the league.
Who else is? Who
I
else is
haven't,
on
I
that
haven't,
team?
Biggio's kid?
I didn't check,
That's right,
I
yeah.
didn't check.
Yep.
He played second base with the
Craig going one of the
he
killer
was a
bees.
beast.
I didn't
Killer
check-
bees.
I
I
didn't
remember.
check their stats.
Vigil, Bagwell, and Beltran, right?
I didn't check
These-
their
yep.
stats. But what
Bell.
about what's their career statistics? Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo.
What's their? I mean, listen, they've taken a steady. You saw them the first few years. They were on player-friendly deals for sure.
Who's that?
With the Cubs, Rizzo and Bryant.
Rizzo and Bryant.
Out with the Cubbies, and I think that they've taken a little bit of a decline. If you look at their numbers, Chris Bryant not as much. Anthony Rizzo definitely has taken a hit. I know that. I'd have to look up his stats, but both bombers. I think Rizzo. I think any young slugger who comes up has an opportunity. It's just about longevity, health.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, Barry Bonds played for how long, right? Guy played for 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
Started in
you're
6.
talking about Pete Rose being the hit king because how long did Pete Rose play? The guy played until he was 44, 45 years old.
Right?
It's
And on AstroTurf.
and on Astro on AstroTurf, which is underrated. You're right. I mean,
How many guys got hurt because of that? There's
many.
a lot of guys whose careers ended too quickly because of the AstroTurf back in the day. I mean, who had it a lot? It was Pittsburgh, the Phillies, the Reds.
Yep.
The Astros had it.
Montreal,
Toronto always had it. Montreal had it.
Montreal had
Yep.
it. What else? Seattle had it before they got their new
Safeco.
field.
Yep. That's right. I forgot Griffey playing out there on the turf. You're right.
The Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now,
See how? I mean, I'd be scared to play on turf because that ball just comes at you,
with what
and
they
the
have,
heat that comes off it.
back in the day when it was hot out, you could see the heat coming from the.
Yeah, you watch during the Yankee Met game,
humidity.
the camera guy is like down here, and you see that just the
Yeah.
smoke coming out.
Yeah,
of
but
the-
now they use this grass turf, so actually it's like grass. It's not as bad as AstroTurf. Do you imagine playing football when it's cold out on that stuff? When the Eagles used to play at the vet, and Giants played, and Jets at Giant Stadium. That's
Yeah, back in those days, yeah, that's right. A lot of teams shared their stadiums with their baseball teams.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets shared it with the Mets at Shea. I mean, and that was natural grass. They just killed that field.
it's listen. You saw Oakland do it with the
Oakland,
Rangers and
A's,
and
yeah.
The baseball field was on it. I mean, it
Yeah,
was
some of
brutal.
during the beginning of the Yankee games, you saw the lines and
Yeah.
the football field and everything.
Brutal. Yeah. And by the way, you guys talk about the heat with the turf. What about diving on it?
Yeah.
Oh my God! You imagine it's like diving on. I would feel
Pete
like
Rose
diving
didn't
on
care.
cement.
He wore that turf.
Yeah.
He wore it.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
wore
he was
those special
was an animal.
arm patches right here on your elbows. So if you got
You remember now? Was it a Yankee Blue Jay game? The umpire, he was sweating so much, collapsed during the game.
I don't remember.
I don't know which game. I remember an umpire collapsing from the heat.
It was Toronto. I think it was during the Yankee game. I'm not sure. And I remember he just fell face first. That was it.
Yeah.
He was perspiring so much. I guess he was dehydrated and just went right over.
By the way, I want to throw out a name to you guys, and I want to see how you feel about it after the last playoff run. What
Go
about Juan Soto from the
Soto?
Nationals? What about that guy? Was emerged as a major hitter in the
You
Nationals.
know who it reminded me of? Who was that guy with the Yankees? He killed the Braves with the home run.
There
Jim Leyritz. He reminded me like a Leyritz, like the guy came out of nowhere and started hitting the ball.
No, he's gonna have his probably 500 homers if he stays healthy. But I don't think he's gonna.
Who's that?
Soto.
I mean, 500 homers. You have a 500 homer career. That's a.
How
he
many
stays
has he
so-
got? No.
That's
He's only
a cr- I'm gonna-
22. He's like 22.
Yeah, he's
He's young.
I'm gonna check it out right now because it popped into my head.
I still can't believe Longoria doesn't have 300 home runs, and he's been in the league that long.
Yeah, he was a rookie in 08 with the Rays.
Here you go. He's got 2 seasons.
Yeah.
This year, Soto he played 116 games last year, 22 and 70. But this year, played 150, had 34 home runs and 110 RBIs. So
If he can average 30 and 100
yeah.
without getting hurt,
By the way, Paul Goldschmidt made a living of that. If you look at his stats, the guy was a 30, 100, a 30 home run.
that was Mattingly. He was all about average, and then he started popping at one point.
Yeah. I think Juan Soto's name, I think when they lost, I don't want to bash on any Phillies, but I think when they lost Harper, it actually made it better for the team. I think it was a lot of these younger guys sort of emerged. A lot of these younger guys had an opportunity to show what they wanted to do versus being surrounded by one guy. Anthony Rendon, monster.
Oh,
That's
I wish
another
we got
guy,
him. I wish we got him.
I mean, what did Rendon do last year? And that was a guy riddled with injuries.
Contract year.
Contract.
Produced.
Well, it's
That's
now
true.
now it's about time they got Trout some help. you needed that protection for him.
Needed it.
We were talking about that during the in December. We had like a winter meeting special. We were like, they needed somebody to help the poor guy.
Yeah.
So what do you now? Do you hit him in front of Trout or behind Trout? You hit him in front, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So what I would do is put. So I would put him. I would put Rendon, Trout, Otani.
Now Tani's back this year, right?
Yeah. Or what they
he
might
had
do,
the injury.
or they might do Otani, Rendon, Trout, Albert.
That's crazy.
That is it's a crazy stacked lineup.
If they do that, Otani, Rendon,
Well, almost like your
Trout,
Philly team.
and then
Pitching.
Albert.
Where's the pitching? You need pitching for these guys.
That's the thing, though. They always talk about that with Anaheim. They'll put guys in the lineup, whether or not they go after Justin Upton, whoever it is. And remember, when Justin Upton came over, the guy was a slugger, right? So
They can't pitch.
it just, you have no pitching.
No pitch.
And he was like, let's get some pitching help. I mean, Girardi's going to turn that Philly team around. Everywhere Girardi's gone,
Monster.
he shines as a manager. And he's going to change, like I was telling Carl here, he's a big Philly fan.
Yep.
He's going to work. Hupp is going to be a totally different ball player.
He's got no choice.
He's going to be, all right, kid, you know. And you got help with Didi.
Yep.
Uh,
That was a great pickup for them, by the way. Underrated. People don't get it. It's a guy who's familiar. He's familiar with when he's younger in the organization.
Yep.
It's an underrated pickup. Girardi's he's a monster. He really does bleed every rock dry, and he gets the most out of everybody.
Met fans wanted to poke themselves in the eye after that one.
I have a question for both of you guys before we continue. If anybody wants to call in, give us a shout out 609-807-2492.
That's right.
Whatever you want to talk about, we're here until 9 o'clock. Feel free to call in and give us your ears. My question for both you guys is, so if they play this year, no fans, whatever, we're happy to see the game. Next year, with what people haven't been working for a couple months, say if they're home until, I don't know, another 5-6 months, whatever, until this breaks. Next year, do you think the clubs will say everyone's back to normal, playing in their ballparks? Do you think the clubs will give a discounted price for the tickets, or still keep them as job high?
I think if whatever happens this year, my honest opinion, don't forget baseball was uttered by 2 strikes. 94 was the last big one.
Yep.
I feel like I'm on the movie Tombstone. The 94 strike doesn't happen. The Expos are still in Montreal. That strike hurt that team to move. If you watch that on MLB Network special, the Colorful Montreal Expos or something like that, it's a story about how the team played and 94 was the last year and so on and so forth. I would have to say if you want the fans are going to come back regardless. People are just going to run out of their house.
Yeah, it's natural.
It's natural.
Yeah,
If they say, okay, WrestleMania is coming back to MetLife Stadium, the state's not closed anymore, everybody go have a party. They're going to sell out with the snap of a finger. You're getting 80,000 people back there, 80-something thousand. And they had 101,000 in Cowboy Stadium, which is unheard of. But baseball, whether they raise it or lower it, the fans are going to come out. I would say a couple of special nights like the Yankees do, like on Tuesday night is MasterCard night. They give upper deck tickets for $5, or have specials. But there are fans, or if you've read the article, Great Adventure right here in Jackson, New Jersey. They're going to open, but even if you're a season pass holder, they want you to make a reservation now to go to the park. So you got to call up and say, I'm bringing my family of 4 on this day. Okay. I read the article. A guy says, I want my money back. They told him no chance. No refunds on your season pass. That's the rule.
That's
Wow.
not fair. That's not fair.
Now, if you've been to Orlando, there's a place in Florida called Aquatica. You get to swim with the dolphins. They give you lunch. But in that park alone, there's only 1,500 people for the day. You got to make reservations. It's been like that since they opened.
Okay.
So parks, I guess, are going to start doing something to where it's going to be minimal, big crowds. And with the stadiums, they're going to have, okay, you got left field seats. You're going to have to enter through left. You got right field, enter through here. And three different areas.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Now, here's the thing. See people coming in the left, people coming right.
Right.
So how are you going to know that you don't want to drive down there wasting time for an hour, 45 minutes, wasting your gas? They say, oh, we hit capacity. Sorry, you can't come in. How are you going to know? Because that's going to make people mad too.
Well, I guess they're going to sell
Yeah, I was gonna say reservation.
reservation tickets.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
close it.
They'll probably make you go online.
Yep.
Like you do now with Ticketmaster, and you get ripped off or whatever they do, and whatever the color is, the blue is what they're selling, and they'll probably say 500 here, and left 500 and right, and 1,000
Wherever.
in the main.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out a number, folks.
Yeah.
So that's it, and that's basically okay. Maybe they'll play the double headers. Who knows? But it's gonna hurt big time because it's the money. I got to pay your salary to play ball.
Yep.
And I got to pay you. So where's the money coming from?
And by the way,
Your sponsorships, where are they?
yeah, and not only that, if there's not that many fans in the seats, right, where they get their money
Right.
from concessions, things like
Mhm.
that,
That's another.
are the big contracts nullified? Are they restructured during this time? Mike Trout just signed a $430 million deal. 430. Okay. He probably has more money than the owners of the Mets at this point. All right.
Could probably buy the Mets right now.
He could probably buy the Mets right now. A-Rod and J-Lo are trying to buy the Mets right now, so I'm sure he can. But if you're making 430, can the Angels afford to pay that salary? Do they go into a restructure? Do they ask the players union?
I mean, is that going to be with every sport?
You have to.
It's gonna, it has to. There's no way they
Do
can
you
sustain
you're going to
that.
put a clause in there due to now what would you call it?
There is a
What
clause.
would you?
There is a clause. There is a clause.
There's no such thing as sanity clause.
No, I saw. I heard on the radio.
It's an old
yesterday.
Marx Brother joke.
I don't know what channel. I don't know. I think it was. Could have been the Fanatic. I don't know what station it was, but I heard a station, radio talk show station, say that they did put this pandemic in the calls. So because of this, you only get maybe 60% of your contract this year.
Yeah.
Not the full 100 because you're not playing the full season.
Yep.
And that's if you play the full season, yeah, you deserve your money. But if you don't, you know what I'm saying, why should that's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, it sucks, but the other people who working right now that need this as a second job, maybe they could get part of the money. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Help those people who work the sales, security, concessions, you know? Because that's the livelihood for the summer is that second part-time job
Absolutely.
for the home games, and they can't do it right now because we're in quarantine. You feel sorry for those people.
Yeah, well, I know the Garden is paying their employees. Now, I think some of the other places are.
Yeah.
I think the Mets is Yankees as well. I know Randy Levine was on WFAN today. I didn't catch that. So there's a lot to take in.
a lot.
I mean, let me ask you a question. Now, let's talk about you. How do Carl want to go on and watch? How do people bid on your items? Do you have different items each day, or
Yeah.
you go by your theme or something?
No, I mean I'm listen, when it comes to what I put up for my members, I let them sort of dictate it, you know.
Okay.
They'll say, "Hey, John, we want, full-size helmets, John, we want baseballs, we want cards, whatever." I let them sort of dictate what I do, and then I throw it up. It's it's a lot. I'm with you on the tombstone thing. It's as you start to talk, it's listen. I think ultimately, for them, it's whatever they're feeling to keep their minds off things. Like right now, today before I came, before I got to the studio, one of my guys said, "Listen, you're going to be on Talking Baseball. Let's do baseball." So I threw up something baseball related. Sometimes I'll feel football. Like last night, I said, you know what? I put together a series of autograph helmets, all quarterbacks,
Nice.
all QBs, Hall of Famers, past time, current, young, whatever the case may be. And I let my guys do it. What I do is I'll open up a certain amount of spots, right? You have to request a spot, and there'll be a certain dollar point. And at the end, I'll use a program. It'll give teams out to everybody. So sometimes I let them do a draft where they can choose their teams. It gets to be a little chaotic, and any of my guys who are watching right now will know it takes forever. People walk away from their phone, etc. But they're given spots, and like for instance, last night, one of my members, he had the Bengals, and for all intensive purposes, let's be serious. The Bengals is where quarterbacks go to die, and the Browns, right? We know that. Aside from Boomer Esiason, and who else? Carson Palmer, for a few years. Give me another one that you can think of that you say, yeah, this was a big Bengals.
Isn't some quarterback just lost his spot, didn't he?
Who?
I don't know. Did they sign somebody free agent or
And
something?
now he's a backup.
Who? Who was it?
Andy Dalton.
No, don't.
Oh, you're talking the Bengals sign as a backup?
No, Andy Dalton signed with the
Cowboys.
with Dallas because he
Yeah.
got released because Cincinnati picked Joe Burrow.
I thought it was Cam Newton or something.
No,
is
Cam
in trouble?
No. Cam Newton's still
Unsigned.
He's still unsigned. Yeah.
Oh, I heard a rumor that he was supposed to go to one of those teams you were talking
No,
about.
Cam didn't sign yet.
I mean, listen. I hope for his sake he doesn't go to the Browns. How are you going to have Baker Mayfield and Cam Newton?
Yeah,
Good luck.
Jameis Winston went to New Orleans, but back to what Cincinnati.
Jameis, that's a good one.
But back to what he said about Cincinnati. Burrow wants to go to Cincinnati because he's from Ohio, so he wants to. No one thought he could win LSU. He won LSU, so he's taking that upon his motivation that okay, no one could turn around Cincinnati, my hometown. I'm going to do it. So he wants to be there. Good for him.
If the season starts, who do you think?
Wins?
Who do you think? Who do you pick that's going to make the playoffs and probably get a chance?
Someone's going to have to tell me and prove me otherwise. The Patriots.
Even without?
I don't care. Bill Belichick is the mad scientist. Listen, he can throw you as a quarterback. Sal, I'll bet right now you'll win a Super Bowl. I'm telling you, there's no other way. There's no other way around it.
What do you think?
What, to get back there?
You think they got a shot again, or
Yeah, they're going to be the team. They're going to be the team to beat.
still the team to beat?
Kansas City. They're going to be the favorite. NFC is going to be tough now because with that extra playoff spot that they have now for the 7th seed.
That's right. I noticed the schedule is a little crowded
There's
this year.
17
They got the
games-
extra game.
There's 17 games this year and an extra wild card team. So does Brady make Tampa Bay the 7th seed in the NFC?
It's like everybody wants to run. That Gronk came out of retirement.
They're going to be better,
He
but
took the title with him.
are they going to be
The 24/7 title.
The thing is, they're going to be 9. Are they going to be a 9-7, 7th seed, or they're going to be a 10-6? It's going to be stacked between.
Yeah, what happened to Johnny Manziel?
Well,
Manziel, he
Johnny Manziel spent a little too much money on partying the last time. Listen,
You
by
hang
the-
out with Gronk a little too much, I guess.
By the way, the greatest draft pick to have never happened. Thank goodness that Stephen Jones didn't let Jerry pick his guy because we'd have Johnny Manziel on the Cowboys and be. Listen, I want to pull my hair out with Dak Prescott. Nonetheless, Johnny Manziel, I would have been playing in the nearest four-way traffic stop. But I mean, Johnny Manziel
NFC's going to be tough. You have the Eagles, you have Dallas, you have Minnesota, you have Green Bay,
Saints.
the Saints. Um,
What are the Jets and Giants
you
chances?
still have Seattle. You still have Seattle
Slim.
and the Niners.
I don't
So,
know. I give the Jets another couple of years, I think.
Absolutely. I think the Jets need a new coach.
I think
You think Gase is the guy?
no.
I agree.
No.
And listen, by the way, the Phillies, the Eagles, I got to say, I have a couple Philly guys watching right now. So I'll give them credit where credit's due. Carson Wentz, even though he can't stay healthy, threw for over 4,000 yards to fifth string
Yes.
or worse
Yes.
wide receivers.
Wow.
Yes.
Fifth string or worse.
Yes.
The guy, I mean, the only people who knew the wide receivers that were on the field were their own moms. Like, legitimately, no one even knew what their names were. I have a buddy here right now, and he would tell me every week, season ticket holder, I don't know why you waste your money, bud, but but either way, he would call me and say, dude, if the Eagles called me right now to play wide receiver, more people would know me than the guy in there. And Carson Wentz still threw for 4,000 yards. Doug Peterson is a stud as a coach. And I'm not sure what they did with the draft. I'm not sure. We talked about it. I'm not sure. I don't really
don't get
understand the direction. But with that being said, they have no cornerbacks. They have no wide receivers. And they're always in it at the end. So it tells you a lot about that team.
That's the key about the Eagles. Wentz is the key. If Wentz stays healthy, we'll make the playoffs. If he doesn't stay healthy and we need our backups to play multiple games, we're not going to make the playoffs.
No, they made the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah.
Was the final? Was it the final game or something?
Yeah, because
Something around that?
Because the Cowboys.
Yeah, we caught it at 9-7.
Yeah, the Cowboys love to be 8-8. You know, it's a mediocre franchise. It's
That was a terrible division last year.
Oh, I got a couple pictures. If you want me to throw them out, that I got some stats for.
Go ahead.
All right, we have. He's been in the league, going on 11. This will be his 11th season. Clayton Kershaw. Okay,
Oof.
he's got
I saw on MLB Network his very first start they showed.
career starts
crazy.
344. 344. He's got 169 wins, 74 losses. His ERA 2.44.
Oh my
That's
God.
Gidry-like numbers.
Strikeouts 2,464.
Wow.
How long has he been in the league?
11 years.
This is gonna be his 11th season. 11th
He's
season
got
in the league.
2,400 strikeouts already?
Yes.
By the way, have you ever seen a 12-6 curveball?
Oh, his hook is phenomenal.
Have you ever seen
You
a
know,
pitch
you
where
know
it
what's
drops out?
You know what screws up now? Like Fernando Valenzuela always did the and look up throw. He's got that release point
Yeah,
where
does
he
this, He
hesitates.
stops and then he fires.
Come on, you guys.
He's been doing that for so long, and there's so many pitches, like the Mendoza line or El Duque.
I was
had
going
that
to say El Duque.
high, that
Yep.
coming up to the chin almost, hitting himself.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: if he plays, he's gonna have limited starts this year. But if he,
No, he got hurt, right?
no,
No,
he
he's
get hurt?
okay. He's okay.
If he pitches for say three more years, he's gonna have his 3,000 strikeouts easy,
Wow.
and he'll be a first ballot.
Who's the last pitcher to get 3,000?
strikeouts?
It wasn't Randy Johnson, was it?
No, no.
There was somebody after him.
Wasn't Verlander?
Yeah, Verlander.
Verlander, you're right.
Verlander.
Wasn't it? Wait,
What
wasn't it two in the same year? Am I wrong?
There were two pitches in it. He's right.
Verlander.
Verlander and somebody else.
Because Verlander did 3,000 strikeouts last year and he had a no-hitter.
That guy's a machine. Let me tell you, that guy.
But let me tell you something. If he doesn't go to the Astros, where does he go? He might have been a Yankee.
He might have been a Yankee. By the way, his career looked over. If you look at I'll look it
But
up.
every pitcher that goes to Houston, no, he's not there no more, Nolan Ryan. Let those guys throw the ball. The pitch count is killing these guys.
Doesn't matter.
I got one more guy. Pitcher. He just signed his contract. He's a young 31-year-old guy. He signed his contract with Arizona. Mad Bum. Career starts 286. Okay?
How long is he in the league now?
This is going to be his 10th year.
Okay.
He's got 119 wins, 92 losses. Okay. His ERA is 3.13, and
It's a
his
little high.
strikeouts are 1,794. His overall record isn't great, but his postseason, he's like Smoltz. So with what he did with the postseason, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer too. With what he did in relief against the Orioles in Game 7, not the Royals in Game 7, he pitched, 5 innings, had a bullpen on 2 days rest. And then, so
Well, so let me ask you a question. If you think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer,
they're going to go by with what postseason?
then how is Kurt Schilling not? Kurt
Schilling-
Schilling is maybe one of the best postseason pitchers ever. The
Yeah,
guy-
you got him, Pettit.
No, I get that.
That's what's cost
Politically and talk. Listen,
that's
I'm,
what cost him.
I'm with you. His
Yeah.
mouth will cost him, but here's the thing: Madison Bumgarner's not beloved. He's also run his mouth. Remember, there's been people to go at him. He's not, and his numbers are way worse than Kurt Schilling.
Schilling should definitely be in, but
There's a lot of guys who should be in the Hall of
people
Fame.
don't want you.
I'm not going to mention Pete Roosevelt.
They don't want you to
should.
talk. They
I
don't
know.
want you to.
I was either.
They want you to. They don't want you. They don't want people talking. You know, that's the problem.
I wanted to share real quick
Go ahead.
with Verlander as his steady decline, right?
Really, he's been on the decline?
No. So
Oh.
in 2014, 2013, 13 and 12, 14, 15 and 12, 15 he was 5-8 with Detroit. Now a lot of people don't remember he was starting to where his fastball, something was going on. He was injured. It was starting to
Yeah,
decline.
you got hurt.
I know because the Yankees started to get on him good.
And his
'Cause
last
the
year,
Yankees couldn't hit him.
yeah, they couldn't hit him. And then for some reason started to decline. In 2017, he was 10-8, mediocre, right? He goes to Houston, goes 5-0 in Houston.
That's crazy.
Goes 5-0. And the crazy ERA difference, he had an ERA in Detroit of 3.82, went to Houston, had a 1.06 the remainder of
And
the
Detroit
year.
was a bad stadium.
Bad state. And
I mean, it's a pitcher-friendly stadium, but
Yep. But it's crazy. And this past year, obviously, 21-6.
now
you know, it's
who else was with him on that team that went somewhere else was a pitcher?
like,
Verlander, and who
Detroit?
was the other guy?
Detroit. I don't know.
that went to
The both of them were on the Tigers and one elsewhere.
Do we
Well,
know the first-
Scherzer.
Scherzer, but
Scherzer went.
Yeah.
Scherzer went to the Nats.
And look at the both of them.
And Scherzer increased. Well, we know this. I think you alluded to it on the last show last week. When you go from the AL to the NL,
It's a different game.
it's your ERA improves a whole point.
Yeah.
It's not even close. People don't remember Roy Halladay was a workhorse in Toronto, right? 9 innings, complete games every week. When he went to the Phillies, it was another level. No hitters in the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah,
the guy is
yeah.
was literally a machine. So
What a
people-
shame he passed away. man.
It's a shame. It's by the way, what's really a shame is what they do to the players when they pass away after, and the autopsies and the whatever.
that was,
That's a shame. That's you single handedly killed the guy. I mean, he's dead.
The one
I'm
thing
leaving
about
him
the one thing about Halliday was we had him for 4 years. We had him for those 2 good seasons. What they used him, he was the only pitcher in Toronto, so he was doing those like what you said, those complete game nine
Yeah.
innings. If they didn't do that to him in Toronto, he would have had another couple of years in Philadelphia. But they needed a win, so I can't. You know what I'm saying?
One of the best pitching rotations ever was the year the Phillies won that World Series. Ever. Cole Hamels. I mean, you're just assemble.
He's still pitching, that guy, right?
Yeah, he's with
He's
Atlanta.
another workhorse.
See, I think
he's in his early 40s too, isn't he?
Think about this though. Yeah. No. I think
the
late
pitching
30s.
staff that they lost
Is he late
to
30s?
because they had Hamels, they had Halliday, Hamels, Lee, Oswalt, and we couldn't go back to the World Series.
Cliff Lee, people don't remember,
Roy Oswalt
was a machine. Roy Oswalt was a machine, right? And he had the most compact throw. It was like a weird, but Cliff Lee also had that nasty curve.
Yes.
You remember?
He was good.
And Cole Hamels coming up, I mean, you're not going to see that again. That was, I don't even remember outside of Howard and Utley if you had any other hitters. nobody could hit the ball off the starting pitching rotation. Did you have a closer? Brad Lidge. Was
Brad
that
Lidge,
it?
yeah,
Brad
he
Lidge.
was perfect all year. He was 48 for 48 in saves.
Wow.
Machine. Now, don't forget your team. Now, that team had a staff where I was thinking about Kuzman, Madalak, Siva,
Yeah, and
Ryan.
15.
Yep.
15.
I mean, yeah,
got
Harvey
hurt.
and
He
these
got hurt.
guys.
That was the year. It should have been DeGrom, Syndergaard, Harvey,
Mats.
Mats, and remember
Wheeler.
Yep. We were supposed to, for all intents and purposes, we were supposed to be the next great and win titles because pitching wins championships. And listen, Harvey had the injury. He fell off the deep and he gave up the one hitter right in the
Yeah.
in the one hit in the ninth inning and one run. And Matt's got hurt.
Some
Wheeler-
guys just can't handle the New York pressure. It's amazing.
You know what's crazy is he could, once again, it's like the Kurt Schilling effect. He talked himself out of a good situation because he was the Dark Knight.
Yep.
His merchandise was through the roof. He did the Sports Illustrated where they model whatever.
Let me ask you a question. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
What do you think of them giving them superhero names? Thor and the Dark Knight. And
Listen, it's good because it connects the younger generation. The thing is it's a very good gimmick. Think about this. The average baseball fan is what, probably 50 and older? I would assume.
hey, what are you trying to say?
If I had to guess. I mean, listen, I'm an avid fan, but I would have to guess that the demographic is older for baseball. It's America's pastime, so they're trying to connect.
You see a lot more women now. When I started working at MetLife Stadium or at Madison Square Garden doing security, a lot of women love hockey. It's
Yeah.
hockey and football. You don't see them as much as I think as baseball now.
Chicks dig tough guys. I mean, we're first of all, hockey players are monsters. Okay, these guys get
Yeah.
other than getting sliced jugulars, they come back in the game.
So, like you were saying, now the demographic has changed a lot of age. It used to be, well, we didn't have these minor league stadiums back in the day where we can run to the Thunder or,
Yep.
when I was still in Brooklyn, we had the Brooklyn Cyclones or the Staten Island Yankees. And those are all in jeopardy too now. But, it's good instead of taking across the GW or going to Philly and spending a lot of money. Let's go catch a minor league game.
Yeah.
I'll spend the $10. The food, great prices. Family of four, you could spend 100, 110, 15. Those stadiums is what? By the time you park, you get your tickets. What are you spending? 500, maybe better.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's a car payment. You're done.
Yeah.
You're out of there. I mean, I took a few years ago on when the Mets made their run, right? They were behind. People remember they were behind the Nationals.
Yeah.
And that last series, when it came back to Citi Field, and it was a 3-game series, and it was for us. We needed all 3 to tie. It was the first game I'd been to in a long time.
The stadium must have been shaken.
And it was, I'm telling you, it was literally vibrating. Okay, it was shaking to the ground.
That's what that team misses. The fans love that. It's not the same. You see, I'm a Yankee fan. I don't like. You like the old stadium, as you know. When you walked into the old Yankee Stadium, it was the house that Root built. You felt they say every team that came in there, you felt the ghost of the Babe lurking around.
History.
And the teams were like, you turn your head and you look out at Monument Park, and it's like,
Yep.
like it's Shea. You miss that feeling. Here come the planes overhead. You feel the planes coming over you. I mean, you still do, but not as much, because it's more like Ebbets Field you're walking into now.
I have to say the only difference, you're right. I think that the nostalgia of Yankee Stadium was taken away.
Right.
Even as a fan,
Yes.
you saw Monument Park. When I did, even as a fan, I thought no matter what, this is the greatest team ever, right? Doesn't matter. You felt it and felt connected. And I had the privilege of going to a Yankee game when they were facing the Red Sox and Pedro was pitching. And it was, even being in the stadium just to go as a fan, the new Citi Field, the thing that I like because Shea, for all intents and purposes, was a dump. The old Yankee Stadium was not. It was old. It had a lot of history to it, but it wasn't a dump. Shea Stadium was a dump. And the new stadium in Citi Field, it's more of like oh, wow, they have the Brooklyn Bridge in the back, the replica bridge, so you can walk across to the stands, the concession stands. So it gives a nice feel, and it was something that, as a Met fan, you could feel.
It's ours and not.
It's ours.
Yeah,
You could
I
feel
got.
some
I got what
pride.
you're saying. Yeah.
This new Yankee Stadium, the Yankees fans don't want this. They had their history. They had their stadium. Their stadium, there was no need to change it. You know, in my eyes, you walk in this stadium, but it's
Well, don't
gorgeous.
forget they played at Shea 2 years, the Yankees, 74 and 75, when the old stadium was being remodeled to what it was before the new one came along.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe they felt, everything's corporate. Don't forget, you got your PSLs at the football stadiums now, and you got all this going on. So it's more corporate. Oh, we're running a little bit over. I didn't realize it.
I got two more questions before we get out of here. One is a combo for both of you, and the other one's for you. What do you guys think about with what the playoff run of Steven Strasburg? Is his stock going to keep on rising with what he did last year? Or you think he's going to be leveled out? And this second question is just for you. With your team, you've been following it. Do you just wait until October to see, all right, I'll wait till October to see who we're going to play first round, then I'll get serious? Or you still don't mind following it game 1, game 2, game 3, and so on?
Strasburg?
I'll answer first. I'll let you hammer it home for us. Strasburg is health. Strasburg coming out. Remember, his agent, Boris really worked hard to get him the largest signing bonus coming out of high school and college. And he was riddled with injuries. He's a strikeout monster. He got his massive contract this offseason. So it's health. I think he's in a better mental place. I think that team altogether is in a better place. And I think the pressure's off now. I think if he stays healthy, his stock, he'll end up being one of the great strikeout guys of all time because he has the ability, for sure.
That's right. It's all about health.
All about health, longevity. I forgot who said it. Who said the greatest attribute? Bill Polian. The greatest attribute any athlete could ever have is longevity. And that's it. No matter what.
Durability and durability.
And durability. All right. What draft we're talking about?
No, I said, with you being a Yankee fan, you just say, all right, I'll just wait until October until the real season starts, or are you still into game 85? Or because we haven't been in the playoffs for us, it's been a couple long years. Me, it's going on 8-9 years. You're in every year, so it doesn't matter. Or you say, I'll wait until October.
It don't matter. I think if this new format, it's gonna be everybody's run for their money. All right, I want to thank Jonathan. Thank you. You're always welcome. You want to come back? Carl, take it home.
All right, we want to thank John for coming in tonight. Hopefully he's back next week with us, God willing. We also want to thank Ruben, Monk, and Gino in the back. Same time, same channel next week, 8 o'clock.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay classy, New Jersey. Stay woke. Good night.